More. Here. Power tripping cops arrest the guy because his feelings were hurt.
Guy gets assaulted and arrested over a joke.
I had like 10 donuts before I came over here.
No, you know what, man? A dog ate that first.
Hey, any of you bootlickers get that fucking shit away from my face, or
Aww. Is he mad?
Come on, get the fuck away from me.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, you got that? You got that? Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let me get all those badge numbers. Badge numbers, names. Badge numbers, names. Thank you, sir. Hey, don't touch me.
Come on, man.
I'm being innocent. What am I getting arrested for?
I think it's time for you to go.
Oh!
What's he getting arrested for? What's he getting arrested for?
Keeping the peace.
Back off! Back off!
Please don't touch me.
God, these guys are fucking disgusting. This is old, yeah.
He assaulted a lieutenant. You back off or you'll go to jail.
He assaulted a lieutenant. Yeah, totally, man. He definitely assaulted. You guys see that?
This is how.
Stop. You put Paolo and Shinkansen in the same video. You're like, oh, dude, you're fucking. This is just for me. This is made for me.
I recorded the whole thing. Where'd he touch him? Where'd he touch him? Hey, what's your full name? What's your full name?
Benjamin Hansen. Benjamin Hansen.
I got you.
I need you.
I got you. I got you. I got the full thing. I got the.
And then the right wingers are like defending the cop doing this thing. That's awesome. A police officer in North Carolina pulls a gun on a 14-year-old girl for using her phone.
For what? What are you arresting me for?
Because here's the deal, okay? You didn't identify yourself.
Okay. I told you my name. I gave you my name, my first name, my last name, and my date of birth.
Failed to identify what state you're out of.
I
have
said,
no idea who you are.
I didn't understand.
Some states have legalized verbal assault, like saying pig and donuts against cops. Yeah, I know. States, there was an initiative. Not when was it? Like people were trying to do hate speech against cops, like as a real thing. Yeah. "19-year-old protester stomped on a 'Back the Blue' sign. She faces hate crime charges. A Utah hate crime case is drawing national attention after local authorities charged a young woman with a hate crime over allegedly defacing a 'Back the Blue' sign in front of a sheriff's deputy. Utah is one of at least 5 states, along with Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, and New Hampshire. Also another libertarian paradise, by the way. Remember, New Hampshire, libertarian, also has a fucking hate crime statute for law enforcement. That lists law enforcement officers along with race and gender in their hate crime laws protected categories. Transphobia, not a hate crime. Anti-cop, hate crime. Some of you don't know this probably, but veterans is a protected class. For example, in many, I think in America as well. Yeah, you can get hit with a hate crime if you like shit on veterans on their under veteran status. It's definitely a terms of service violation, as I found out. I can't speak on the other violations that I engaged in while I was shitting on a veteran. There was a couple disability ones that I apparently hit too. You committed a hate crime? Fuck yeah, I did. I mean, always, dude. What do you mean? Anti-white hate crimes, anti-veteran hate crimes, especially veterans with disabilities. One veteran in particular with a disability I'm talking about. One veteran with one eye. Yarr. Not so fun fact, Utah has one of the highest teen suicide rates, third behind Colorado and Idaho, almost all of which are LGBTQ plus teens. I love Utah and its relationship with anyone not Mormon. What? Average 2015 Twitch user on Black History Month too. That's cool. By the way, we weren't even talking about black people at all. Why did you just like randomly decide? Yo, racist people are so funny. They're just like, hello, I'm racist, by the way, if you didn't know. It's like, okay, well, we had no idea. You know, you are anonymous and you hadn't said anything. But thank you for letting us know that you're a racist piece of shit. It's very weird. Why did you choose to volunteer this information, sir? Very odd. Like literally out of nowhere, he was just like, I'm going to be racist in like the most easily identifiable way. He didn't even do like the just asking questions shit. Just completely unprovoked. We're not even talking about like black issues or anything like that. Just came in and was like, hey, by the way, I'm like very racist, but in like almost a funny, comical way. Racist here, listen up, or this is an echo chamber. No! No, if we ban him, then it's an echo chamber of no racism.
Your question, I said, what do you mean? I said, I work here. I work here. So obviously,
Please put your other hand behind your back.
please
okay?
call a
You're
cop.
turning.
Call
I got
another
you.
cop right now.
Get up!
What are you doing? Well, what are you doing? I didn't do anything. What are you doing? For what? I said who I was. I identified myself.
Look, don't come up on me. Don't come up on me.
Bro, dude, it's the kill shot. What the fuck? What is this sideways shit, dude? What is this sideways? Wait, another car chase with spike strips? Stop. Crime. Crime.
So the
Crime.
thing we've
Crime.
seen is driving through the warehouse and back out again.
Oh, they
We'll just have to
stripped
see
them
how sheriff's
already.
deputies decide to handle this one, Pat.
Yeah,
Did they strip him already?
20 miles per hour, which is certainly good for law enforcement. Look, there's another law enforcement right there at the intersection.
Did they strip him already?
So
Why do we
Des,
keep missing
it's
these,
almost,
dude?
You don't know what exactly to think here if this person is going to speed up as he's driving, which he is doing a little bit here. But just tell us about the area. You say he doesn't think he knows where he's going, or we assume that it's a he, but it's more than one person in this vehicle from what we understand.
Yeah, I was trying to get a look there. It looks like they had some spike strips right
there.
Oh,
stripped them.
That was really well executed. We'll listen to see if they said it was a good spike or not. It looked like it might have hit one of the tires.
Yeah, I think it hit the back right.
Well, here's CHP right here as well. They've been kind of passively involved in this pursuit. So we're in this area over by Rose Hill Cemetery, just east of the 605, basically kind of between the San Gabriel River and the mountains right there near the.
It definitely hit it. It definitely stripped the back right tire.
And take the southbound. This will lead us towards Whittier. This is the major road on this side of the highway.
Wait, this guy is wanted for a assault on a police officer with a vehicle? Wait, what?
In fact, they even drove it to a water treatment plant over off of Crossroads Parkway and the 60 freeway, and that dead ended. But they came back out, and sheriffs, all law enforcement agencies, as they often do, they will leave a little bit of space if that suspect really wants to continue this, because again, they're just trying to keep the situation from escalating into anything that could be especially dangerous for them or the suspect. So that's why the suspect was able to get out of that situation. So now we're back out on Workman Mill. Yeah, and we're in this minivan, obviously not a very fast vehicle, got a very high center of gravity. So, at the very least, it's safe for the public at least, so we haven't been seeing the really high speeds so far.
And it'd be interesting to find out if they actually made contact with this vehicle. I watched it swerve a little bit. I think Mike Rogers might have some more information on that. Was it successful, Mike?
Hi, Pat. No, Sheriff's Department are talking about that right now. He drove around the spike strip. Yeah. And I can tell you, deputies on the ground asked if they could do a pit maneuver, which was denied. And it could have something to do with what Desmond was saying, that higher point of gravity makes it a little bit difficult. I can also tell you they were just told not to re-engage the suspect. Sheriff's Department running a bit of a fine line here. The want is only reckless driving. However, during the pursuit, the suspect threw out 2 handguns. So we're running that middle ground of technically
a 9.5G.
driving, but they potentially were armed at some point. So
A 9.5G, a cop's worst nightmare.
Talking about this is a reckless driving pursuit. And can we confirm that they actually had handguns and threw them out the window?
Yeah, so the deputies recovered those guns.
So they do have them?
Yeah.
So that certainly did happen, which again, and Desmond, you can attest to this, that would obviously be another reason for them not to engage this vehicle. Is it slowing
Bro,
down
what
again,
are they
Des?
doing?
Although we could see them on the right side of your screen pushing that barrier, Desmond. We're showing a replay of what happened earlier.
Thank God they got Aikido vision.
It looked like that warehouse was open, and I mean, it's just fortunate for the suspect that that the other side of the warehouse was open and they were able to get through. But that must have been quite a spectacle for people inside, going, "Who is this Yahoo?" And then they see all of the sheriff's deputies coming to surround the warehouse. But yeah, they gently pushed that barrier out of the way to continue the pursuit, and it just,
bro, they're fucking.
You can just tell by the way
they're going 10 miles an hour. They're evading the police at 10 miles an hour. What the fuck?
And show you this area. So we're again right next to the 605. We're on Pioneer Boulevard. There's another sheriff's deputy there going the opposite direction. So this will take us down. We're basically into Whittier now, and we'll continue into Norwalk as well if they continue on Pioneer Boulevard. But it's clear that this suspect doesn't really seem to have any idea of what they want to do, just that they are not interested in surrendering right now.
But they got to know that they're certainly, even if they backed off a little bit, that there's a lot of law enforcement in the area and overhead. Okay, now as they going down the wrong, did you say wrong way?
Yeah, wrong way on that street, just to pass that vehicle right here, and we'll see how sheriffs, how they react with all this. As Mike had just said that they were told not to approach this vehicle, and sheriff's deputies typically the first, from what we've been seeing in recent years, to cancel a pursuit or anything, and it looks like they are essentially in tracking mode at this point, but they really hate to see driving on the wrong side of the road. But like Mike said,
they hate it.
We know that
they hate it because they're like, why can't we do that?
They're definitely going to be loath to give this one up completely.
I'm interested, guys, to find out. We know that this the sheriff's department, but Desmond, you mentioned California Highway Patrol. Was this vehicle on the freeway at one point?
It was on the 60 on and off. That was where we were first hearing about that they were pursuing the vehicle, even though this came out of the Bell Gardens area, we believe. Yes, it was on the freeway. We had heard some talk about seeing if CHP would take this one over. I've never heard any more on that, but we did see that one of those CHP cruisers down there, so it looks like they're involved in some capacity in this one. But essentially, my understanding is still just tracking mode at this point. The helicopter is calling out the streets. Is this?
Bro, is that just like a fucking
dead end? No,
dead end?
Gonna circle back around. Yeah, it looks like it's a circular street here where, but that spotlight on him, and that may be agitating the suspect a little bit. Earlier they had the spotlight off, but then it almost looked like maybe the helicopter was in jeopardy of losing this vehicle to the darkness, and so they've had the spotlight on the vehicle ever since.
And Mike, how many guys did we say? There's more than one person in the car.
Yeah, we believe there are 3 people inside the car. We think it's 2 men and a woman. We don't know who the driver is, but that's the makeup of the occupants as we heard it. Now, it looks like the windows are a little bit tinted, so maybe hard to see exactly, but the initial information was that.
There's a cruiser right there.
Yeah.
There's another one. And another one.
So
certainly.
He did this loop street that just kind of comes right back out to where he started, so it gave him a chance to...
That guy's parallel parking, dude. What the fuck?
Wow.
3 more.
Wait, they're opening up the road so we can get away.
They got close enough.
Well, they were pretty close, but then you kind of saw.
What is happening?
And again, I know that
he's not even trying. What the fuck?
That watch this thinking that it would be easy enough to end this, but obviously law enforcement, they have a lot of different factors that they need to think about, and you're just not going to see them typically box in a suspect like that. Oh, are they going to do a pit maneuver right here? It sure looks like it. Oh, looked like they were coming in.
Well, they are really trying to intimidate this guy, that's for sure.
All of a sudden, I thought Mike had said that they were talking about not to engage the suspect, but they are awfully engaged. Yeah, you know what? I think they are. They're talking.
Yep, he's coming for a
pit.
pit.
Here it comes right now. Let's see how this vehicle reacts. It spins around.
Oh, he just hit another guy's car for no reason.
Vehicle right there. Oh, they're going to have
look at this,
some
Des. They are boxing this vehicle.
But, yep.
They're right in front.
Now they are.
Oh, they got guns out because they think he might have guns.
Not wasting any time at all. Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
You know, I can't remember the last time. I can't remember the last time we saw.
Okay, they're not shooting.
That aggressive with a pursuit, but I heard the airship saying, if you're going to do it now. And 2 seconds later, spun him around. It was executed very well, but this is one of the factors that sheriffs have to think about is, you know, now we've got some innocent folks.
God damn, dude.
That will definitely be unhappy. A little bit of.
I can't believe he got pit maneuvered at the top of the hour when there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, they said he needs to subscribe.
5 guns trained on
for
driver right now, and
$5 or for free. He's got guns trained on him, and he's like, "No, I'm subscribing. Don't worry."
As soon as they did that pit maneuver,
don't worry. I'm subscribing for free with a Twitch Prime or getting gifted a sub right now. That's what he's saying.
And as you said, that is something we don't see very often.
Here's a 3-minute ad break now.
You're concerned about that in the first place, especially if there were weapons involved.
Right.
You know, you put yourself in the line of fire, but they seem to know.
Yeah, generally police don't like to position themselves.
Thank you, Tajiran, for the 5 get the subs.
Especially if they were already tossed 2 guns out the window. But, you know, they kind of ran out of options. They spun around. The only way for that suspect to get out was to drive forward. So, you know, that's kind of the only way they can do it. Now, you know, law enforcement doors, we see them with their doors open right there, and that's because the doors have ballistic panels in them. So that's why they're kind of hiding behind, I don't say hiding, but positioned behind those doors.
Not hiding. Sorry. They're tactically standing behind them.
Offer them some protection, the bottom half, not the window, but the bottom
they're not hiding.
has a ballistic panel in it.
Well, they haven't.
Thank you, Suppic Chucks and Sob Dylan for the 5 get the subs, allowing 15 people total to no longer see the ads.
I'm trying to see, Des, from your light and position.
Sir, I am not hiding. I'm simply tactically ascertaining an advantageous position. Oh, he's opening the door.
Yeah, and this person needs to be extremely careful. I saw them with both hands on the steering wheel. I'm sure they were yelling to them to very slowly.
Leah Bobia, thank you for the 5 get the subs. This could like end very deadly, by the way.
Back on the wheel. Very tense here for both parties, both for the suspect and for sheriff's deputies, and you know the other people that are in the car as well. They're going to want them to get out one by one, certainly starting with the driver. They're talking about having less than lethal ready as well. I have to imagine that they have a canine en route to this one as well if they're not already on the scene. Don't want to zoom out too much. Want to be sure that we're
yeah, we want to get the gruesome details.
It's going to end, but there's a lot of other law enforcement besides this one cruiser and the 5 officers, obviously. So let's just hope that this person realizes it's over and they don't try to resist anymore.
Yeah, we certainly hope not. And I, again, can't really tell who else is inside this vehicle, but from your vantage point, Des, you don't see much movement, except you said you see one person with both hands on the wheel. They have opened the door. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, just both hands on the wheel, and a very, very little, if any, movement from this person. You know, which is good. Definitely no sudden movements. Don't want to see anything like that. Don't want to see any reaching around or anything like that. And you know, the other people, I couldn't tell if it's the other 2 people suspected to be in the car or in the back seat, or I don't think there's anyone in that front passenger seat right there. Let's just double in for another second and see how this looks. It's a little bit grainy, but getting you another view of this driver. You can see their lips moving there, so some communication happening with this driver. But so far, not much, if any, movement other than opening the door.
And Pat, we did just hear deputies say that there are 3 people in total in the car.
Okay.
So they've got eyes on them through the windshield. So this, again, they said 2 men and a woman inside that
Sources
car.
on the ground saying that he's asking for Steven Seagal.
Matter of wills. You can imagine what they're saying to that suspect, and what the suspect is saying back to them, as Desmond said, that he can tell from his vantage point that there is some communication going on between that driver and law enforcement. But so far, the only movement we have seen is for them to open the door on the driver's side, and that's it so far. So we're sort of in a standoff here, and as we've seen before, guys, we know that they can send in a canine unit if they choose.
And they do have one on the way. I just heard them request that canine unit. So
here we go. Huh. That looks like someone climbing out of the back seat through the passenger side, or was that the suspect? That was kind of weird.
Got a laser on him.
Not sure if this is the driver or not. You see that red sight though that is trained on this person's back. So here we have 1 of 3 now coming out and complying. You'll see a couple officers come and detain this person as the others continue to train their lethal and less than lethal weapons on this minivan.
All right, so 1 person so far. And you say, Des, you know that they have lethal and non-lethal. Hopefully this will serve as a catalyst for the other people in the van to get out.
Yeah, and I heard them just calling for a canine as well. And if if there's any hesitation with the suspects, if they get the canine there quickly and get that dog up there and amped up and barking, that may provide the motivation that these suspects need to finally surrender.
And let's remind our viewers that this was a reckless driving pursuit at first, and then during the course of this chase, officers saw people throw guns out the window, at least 2 that they have retrieved.
Right, yeah, they were able to recover them from the street after they tossed them out there.
So if we're waiting on another man and a woman, that's what we've heard.
Yep.
We're waiting for them
It is
to get out
overkill
of the
for a
van. So
fucking.
far,
It is
we've just
overkill
seen,
for literally a
one guy.
moving
And
violation.
is that the driver, or do we know?
But I guess they found weapons.
Yeah,
they retrieved weapons that they tossed out of the window.
I almost saw like shoes coming into the front seat and then stepping into that and out, and then now that the driver's seat is empty, there was just something that looked kind of odd to me, like almost like they were trading seats. Maybe the person in the back swapping with the driver. I'm just not positive that was the driver. But now we see another person coming out. This looks like, someone here that is trying to make their way out. And again, they need to be very, very ginger with their movements here as they come out. It looks like this is the female now who is out, and she looks to be complying.
Yeah, they need to behave very gingerly, lest
real quick, I played back the video.
Psychotic cops fucking unload on them for no reason.
He put both his legs up on the seat and then kind of turned and got out of the car. I'm not sure why he didn't just put his legs out of the car, but it looks like he put his feet up on the seat for some reason and then kind of turned and got out.
Okay, and we
very weird.
Can pretty much confirm this is a female passenger.
Yeah, it looks like this is the female that they knew was in the car. So that's 2 of 3, 2 in custody, 1 more to go inside of this minivan.
And Pat, I can hear them on the radio here. They're giving commands over their car's loudspeakers to the person inside. They're mentioning a little bit of difficulty because of the way the car got pinned. They kind of only have this one usable door to get the people out. I don't know if there's something wrong.
That's right, because it's up against the cars that were parked on the street, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Who, as Des said, will have some damage.
So
property damage.
They were giving commands to the passengers to climb out over the driver's seat.
So that could be another reason for the hesitation. Guys, would you say that they were, listening to officers?
Oh, so you know what? Now they're talking about. So that first guy, Des, you were right, and I have to go back and look at this again. But they're saying the driver is still in the van. So I don't know.
So weird.
At some point, if that person. Oh, it looks like they may have swapped seats.
Like crawled in the back seat?
Yeah, it looks like that driver at some point kind of slipped in the back, and that one.
What was his plan, bro?
Over the seat there. So now
oh shit, they're coming in.
Here we go. Yeah, deputies are not going to waste any more time and let this turn into a lengthy standoff. They're all gathered behind that shield right there with their guns, and they're just going to go right in and yank the driver out.
They're trying to yank him out.
Bring this to an end.
Wow.
Here you see. Well,
I'm sorry, I don't know. They might shoot. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get fucking TOS'd here.
An arm on this person. Boy, this is kind of a weird one. Okay, looks like they got him. Looks
they
like
pulled
they got
him out
down on the ground, dragging him out. Now they're just going to clear the vehicle, make sure there's nothing else in there that they couldn't see, and hopefully we're going to see 4 fingers for code 4, meaning an all clear, and this weird situation will be diffused finally. Pioneer Boulevard at Bryant Court in Whittier. Here they go, dragging him out.
Oh, yeah, he was putting up a struggle like he can't walk.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, Huh.
Well, they do have the driver on the ground.
Yeah,
They're dragging him too.
Would they shoot with the helicopter recording?
Yeah, well,
yes.
He knows the jig is up, and he's going
The
to jail
fuck do you
tonight,
mean?
and
Of
I'm
course
sure
they
he's
would.
not, very happy about that. So, but this is quite.
I think he might be
quite
disabled.
resistant for sure. Just basically like dead weight there, making four deputies carry him there, and he'll be in the back of a cruiser soon.
That's for sure. And this is certainly one to follow up because, again, started out as a reckless driving pursuit, and then here you have weapons being.
I wonder
thrown
if
out
that's that's like a
window and
disability
three people
van.
in custody. One certainly more reluctant than the others, the driver. Okay, Des, we're going to let you call this code 4.
That's a code 4.
All right, and we'll talk to you later, Des. Thanks. Well, new tonight at 6, a holiday party turned horror story for a local high school choir. What began as a Christmas celebration ended with underage drinking and child molestation charges. Good evening, everyone. If you're just joining us, I'm Pat Harvey. This story is disturbing. Accusations of adults getting high school kids drunk around half-naked men. It was supposed to be a holiday tree trimming party, but investigators in Claremont say it quickly turned into a child abuse crime scene. And to make matters worse, one of the adults charged was a school district official. Claremont police say Steve Lanu.
That was fucking insane. Dude, America is so fucking broken. No, we're not doing that. That's too much brain rot for me, okay? I can't do that. Ron DeSantis, yeah, too much crime. We juiced it too much. Let's watch instead, friend of the show. Well, not really, but I wish one day. Paolo! And a bullet train.
Shinkansen bullet train service is made in Japan. Alright y'all, I'm back with another Made in Japan, and this time I get to show you how train service is truly made in Japan. The people at JR Tokai have given me access to this place. I already did one on their factory, and now we're here in Oikichi, Tokyo, so I'm super excited for this one. But if you guys want to see what I'm doing on the daily, definitely check out my Instagram account. If you want to help support the channel, then check out.
Bro, I want to see where they're pooping. Okay, I want to see the bathrooms in the Shinkansen.
My Japan merch, and if you have any questions about Japan or your Japan travels, check out my Discord community. All right, let's go do this. So here we go again. This one is for my Japan train lovers, as we're at the JR Tokai Okichi Shinkansen Bullet Train Depot, where routine train inspections and repairs take place. And yup, I'm the first YouTube content creator to visit this spot too. Dating back to 1964,
Let's
JR
go!
Tokai Shinkansen has been safely transporting passengers between Osaka and Tokyo, resulting in the busiest train line in Japan. And all this wouldn't be possible without the Oikichi Shinkansen train depot, ensuring that every single train is operating at peak performance, in all requiring 1,400 skilled JR Tokai workers.
Oh, look how they're cleaning that bad boy.
It all happen. And I'm taking you inside to show you how even their regular train maintenance and service uniquely earns a spot in my Made in Japan series. So if you guys saw the last video, you guys might have noticed that I had some issues with my glasses and fogging, but this time we've upgraded. Check this out. There you go, built-in helmet goggles. Let's do this.
King.
Now that I've got my
Goat.
hard hat on, let's do this to this. This is pretty amazing. Look at all of these trains. I never thought I'd be this close to this many Shinkansen trains. And to be clear, this place is quite different from my previous video on the JR Hamamatsu train factory, where they perform complete annual overhaul inspections, while at this train depot, they perform more routine inspections and maintenance as frequently as every 2 days. So I've made it just above the trains, and look, there's some guys over there. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, that's the pantograph. It collects power for the train when it makes contact with the overhead electrical line. Each Shinkansen has 2 of them mounted on its roof, critical components to keep the train powered, so it must be inspected thoroughly. Oh, and this maintenance itself requires 2 skilled workers, one repeating the other's inspection to ensure that there are no mistakes.
Okay, I think they should limit that to 1. That's redundancy. Immediately, I'm putting my McKinsey hat on and seeing that That's a redundancy that could be eliminated. There's no reason for double the amount of quality control. Have you thought about how much more quality control you could do with just one person? No, that's not going to work for me, okay? That's 2 people with benefits packages. Not going to work out.
Cool, I guess they're performing a torque inspection on all the bolts right now, and the part which directly makes contact with the electrical wire generates so much friction that it needs to be replaced regularly. Excuse me, what are you doing?
今パンタグラフの点検をしてました。パンタグラフは新幹線に電気を給電してますので、入念に作業しています。
Nice, so it's possible for the train to run without the pantograph?
N700S という最新車両では自走バッテリーっていうバッテリーで自走することができます。
Ah, how much electricity runs through the lines?
25000ボルトという大きな電力が流れています。
And what do you like most about this job?
多くのお客様に乗ってもらう車両を安全に提供できるというところが好きなところです。
Oh, thanks. Wow, everyone here is so busy at work. Let's go ask what that guy's doing over there. Hi, what's going down here?
はい、ボルトの緩みを打音検査で緩んでいないか確認しています。
Oh, how long have you been doing this job?
1年と4ヶ月行っています。
So what was the toughest part when you first started?
工具の使い方を覚えるのがとても大変でした。先輩に使い方を教えてもらってたくさん練習して克服できるようになりました。
Thanks. So this section is where the undercarriages are routinely inspected. There are 100 total items that need to be checked by the workers, such as the wheels, axles, and brake systems. Wow, check out all the marks everywhere. Looks like a bad day for a school essay. But for this Shinkansen, it means that each specific part has passed inspection. Huh, there's some stairs over here. Let's see where it goes.
Dude, it's so clean. It's like insane. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, I think I've stumbled into their skills training room. Let's talk to this guy. Hi, what's got you all twisted?
今はボルトが緩んでも落出しないように金箔という作業をやっています。
Interesting. So how often do you need to do this type of skills training?
見習い期間中は毎日ここに来て練習するんですけど、独り立ちしてある程度経験が積むようになっても月に数回こちらに来て訓練等をしています。
Ah, I see. So do you need to pass a test or something to work on your own?
筆記試験と実技試験があります。
Okay. Have you ever failed the test?
見習い期間中にしっかりと練習や勉強したので1回で合格することができました。
Got it. And what's been the most challenging for you in the training?
誰でも同じ品質で検査ができるようにマニュアルが決まっているんですけど、1両あたり約500箇所の点検箇所があるので、そちらを覚えるのが大変でした。
Cool. Can I try?
はい、ぜひどうぞ。
So apparently, if you hit them, it's gonna actually be a different sound. So I think this one is loose right here. Wow, the noise is completely different. Every year, all new hired workers must undergo 1 month of training here and completely pass the in-house skills test before they're allowed to work on the Shinkansen. Makes sense considering that 450,000 passengers every day ride this bullet train, so safety in all respects is paramount to its operation.
5号車、12号車、パンタ、情報点灯、モニター、上昇、よし。
So before we continue on, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. If you watch any of my videos, you know I love using Squarespace as the number.
I'm just saying, all I'm seeing is everyone avoiding cost prevention methods here. Way too much training, way too bloated of a workforce. Don't need to do most of these things, okay? It's cutting into their bottom line. It's cutting into their profits. Disrespectful.
Cool, let's see what's going on in this building. Oh wow, look at this place. There's 2 Shinkansens right there. And I think that's the newer one. Let's go find out. Hi, do you know anything about this train?
私はここで助役をしている中島です。何でも聞いてください。
Perfect, but first, how long have you had this job?
もうすぐ30年です。
And what were you doing before this?
最初は車両を実際に検査したり直したりしてました。今は作業を管理したり教育したりする仕事をしてます。
Okay, so what's the latest features on this Shinkansen?
はい、じゃあいくつか紹介します。全部の席にコンセントがつきました。それから椅子リクライニングをした時に座り心地がいいようになってます。
Oh yeah, I can see the bottom cushion lowering as the seat reclines. So the N700S is the newest model Tokaido Shinkansen, launched in 2020. It's the upgraded version of the N700A, so it looks similar to the previous model, but with additional features to enhance passengers' comfort and experience. For example, the digital screen is 1.5 times larger, which helps display more passenger information. Also, the passenger compartment lights up overhead just before arrivals to help remind passengers to take their bags. In the green car, which is their business class carriage, the seats are installed with a fully active vibration suppression system for a more comfortable ride. Reading lights are 70% wider, and just like the economy seats,
Bro, I'm not gonna fit into anything in Japan. Like literally, I'm just not. There's no way I fit into a single fucking thing in Japan. Straight up. I see this. Big boys not allowed. Like straight up, an entire nation created around the notion of saying fuck big boys, you know?
to enhance passengers' comfort and experience. For example, the digital screen is 1.5 times larger, which helps display more passenger information. Also, the passenger compartment lights up overhead just before arrivals to help remind passengers to take their bags. In the green car, which is their business class carriage, the seats are installed with a fully active vibration suppression system for a more comfortable ride. Reading lights are 70% wider, and just like the economy seats, the bottom cushion lowers as the back seat reclines. Anyway, the list goes on. At the end of the day, it's just an overall better experience. It looks like these guys are about to start cleaning the train. Wow, this is some serious washing going on. Apparently, one Shinkansen travels at more than 3,000 kilometers a day at speeds more than 300 kilometers per hour, about 186 miles per hour through all weather imaginable, so it's no surprise that it picks up a bug or two on its windshield along the way, which ultimately requires a team of skilled washers to thoroughly and regularly clean the train.
Look at how well they're cleaning that bad boy.
This is pretty cool seeing them wash the Shinkansen. So what's good? So how often do you do this?
1日多い時だったら4本とか5本ぐらいあるんですけども、少ない時は2本とかそのぐらいですね。毎日一定数あるわけではなくて、月およそ何本ぐらいなんですかね。僕もあんまりそこまで把握したいんですけど、100本ぐらいはやってるんじゃないでしょうか。
I see. In this section alone, what gets the dirtiest?
この上河川がありますので、そこから鉄の汚れですとか油が垂れて汚れますので、こちらの部分が基本汚れる部分になります。3番線段6切りよし。
Oh, these guys are washing the lead car. Apparently, the lead car requires the most attention since it gets the dirtiest during travel, especially at night, as the bugs are drawn to the headlights. Rather quite a difficult removal process which requires a deep clean each and every time.
Dude, this is like, I can't be alone in this, right? Like, this is kind of sexual. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be or not, but I'm feeling sexy watching this, okay? I mean, this is like, how does it not get you going, dude? How do you not feel this in your loins when you fucking watch this beautiful machine, this behemoth that transports thousands of people every fucking day? So clean. Oh.
Damn, that's a long brush. I guess it's a must when working with these massive trains. And of course, they also...
Bro, it's like already clean. You know what I mean? They're cleaning it, but it's like already clean. This is literally the cleanest train in America before they cleaned it. There is not a single fucking train car that is this clean in the United States of America right now. I've never seen this shit, dude. I've never seen anything like this. Fuck. I get jealous and frustrated. I mean, I do too, a little bit. Pretty fucked up when you think about it.
Also have to watch the undercarriage.
In the 50-year history of the Shinkansen, not a single onboard fatality due to collisions or derailments. Stop. So hot. God damn, dude.
Perfect. Now the Shinkansen is ready for its photo shoot. I mean, if it were to take a photo shoot, it's ready. That said, let's see what else we can explore.
Like, if I was a Mr. Beast style content creator, I'd like fly a bunch of these guys to America to inspect and try to clean like just the average New York City train car. You know what I mean? They would probably die. So then I'd have to also pay for their funerals and stuff because like they would literally have a seizure and fucking have an aneurysm from seeing how awful the system is. They would just be like, no, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so here the workers need to drain the train's toilet tanks and refill the clean tanks with water for washing hands at the sink and flushing toilets. In total, about 4,000 liters of water is used for one train, and all of these tasks happening behind the scenes by dedicated workers to ensure that passengers have the most comfortable ride possible.
Imagine the PR you would get for killing 100 Japanese train engineers. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I would get destroyed.
Oh yeah, and since the Shinkansen is 400 meters, about 437 yards long, the workers regularly ride bikes to perform their tasks. Now it's time for the interior cleaners to get to work.
Like, what are they cleaning? Like, I'm looking at the train and it's like, what are you guys cleaning? It seems so clean already. I've never seen anything like this. I would lick the crust off of that fucking ground, dude. I don't even give a shit.
Each cleaner is assigned to one carriage, completely cleaning it in about 30 to 40.
Like, I feel like those were placed so they could at least... Look, they literally... Those are like suspiciously placed right there. They planted garbage. Like, this doesn't even make sense. What the fuck is that? They 100% planted that, bro.
One carriage, completely cleaning it in about 30 to 40 minutes. And I don't know about you, but for some reason, watching the entire train get cleaned is so soothing.
It is. It fucking is, Paolo.
Oh wow, they're using a specialized brush with integrated moisture detection. It allows the cleaners to quickly check if anything has spilled on the seats. In fact, 3 out of the 13 tools used by the cleaners were actually invented by them, including this one. So, what's the hardest place to clean?
Oh my god, stop! Dude, it's yet another fucking instance where the workers know better than the fucking management. See? People always fucking act like workers don't know shit. They're cleaning all the salaryman tears. Yeah, if you killed that many Japanese, I'm pretty sure you'd sink below Logan Paul, and no one's done that before. Yeah, maybe I'd have his career. Yeah, they're gonna have to clean my moisture off the fucking planes after the trains after I'm done with this.
作業です。センサーの部分が座面の全体に当たるように気をつけながら作業しています。
Ah, and how do you clean spills on the seats?
汚れた座布団を外して新しい座布団に交換します。交換して外した座布団は中まできれいに洗濯します。
By the way, what's the most interesting lost and found item you've ever come across?
大きいスーツケースが落とし物にあった時はびっくりしました。そんなにないんです。落とし物って携帯とかメガネとかタオルとかそういうものしかこっちには入ってこなくて、ちょっとびっくりなものっていうのは多分東京駅の方だったらあると思うんですけど、 こっちは基地なので珍しいものっていうのはそんなにない。
I see. Thanks.
Bro, if they put one of those fucking brushes to a New York public transit seat, that thing would break, dude. They'd be like, this is the most amount of moisture and unidentifiable liquid substances that we have never seen. Like, they'd be like, this is a mixture of cum and piss that this machine has never encountered this thing before. Like, what the fuck is going on? It has mutated into an entirely different thing. Go off like a Geiger counter. This is what you mentioned when you talk about Marxism, talking about when explaining how a janitor can even liberate how he does his cleaning labor. Yes, exactly. That is the proof right there.
Now she wipes down the tables, armrests, windows, pretty much everything you could think of. So that's how the Shinkansen bullet train service is made in Japan. If you guys like this video, help me out and hit that. This is how a Shinkansen bullet train factory is made in Japan.
This is how they make them.
So today we are in Hamamatsu, Shizuoka, and I got a special one for you. I'm taking you to a Shinkansen bullet train factory today, and I'm gonna take you on a full tour. So I've never done this before. I've never gone inside of a train factory. In fact, I've kind of always wanted to do this, and now today we get to do it. So I'm super excited for this. But before I start, if you guys want to see what I'm doing on the daily, then check out my Instagram account. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out my Japan merch. And if you have any questions about Japan or Japan travels, then check out my Discord community.
Okay, bro, come on.
So I'm here at the JR Central Hamamatsu Workshop, aka Train Factory. It's the one and only location in Japan that conducts a complete overhaul inspection that fully disassembles, repairs, and reassembles the Tokaido Shinkansen bullet trains, the most popular and busiest train line in Japan. It started as a repair shop in 1912 for steam locomotives, and over time as technology evolved, so did the workshop, servicing trains across the ages from electronic locomotives, electric trains, and now Shinkansen. Today, there are a total of about 1,300 hardworking JR Central staff and affiliated workers who come together at the workshop to ensure that all of their Shinkansen trains are operated at peak performance and safety. And what do you know, I'm the first YouTube content creator to ever visit this workshop, so we're going Shinkansen long with this one. Alright, so I made it inside, but today I think I'm going to be wearing something a little bit different. Let's see what I'm going to wear. There you go. Let's go inside of the factory now. So I've got my helmet on. Time to find the trains.
You're wearing the same thing.
Hi, can you show me inside?
わかりました。本日は特別に浜松工場をお見せいたします。こちらへどうぞ。
Wow, the Shinkansen workshop is so massive, and why I want to call it a train factory or even train maintenance plant to better capture its scale. The entire property is about 318,000 square meters, just over 78 acres. Oh, there's a Shinkansen coming into the plant. Right after the train arrives, it goes through its first inspection and diagnostic, which determines what types of extra maintenance and services required.
Look how sexy that thing looks pulling in, dude.
Let's see what's going on here.
That's a big boy. What a beaut.
After the initial inspection, the train is ushered into the Mae Sagyoba, pre-maintenance area. A Shinkansen train usually consists of 16 carriage cars, but coming into this area, it's already been separated into 4 stripped-down carriage cars. In order to maintain and service the Shinkansen, the workers must take it apart section by section and then piece by piece, as each must go through a strict and rigorous inspection process. This requires for each piece to be transported to various areas of the plant so different teams can work on the different sections simultaneously. Hence, the requirement for so much space. In fact, the workers are divided into 4 teams: body, parts, undercarriage, and inspection, and each worker required to master a unique set of skills for their section before being allowed to service the train. Oh, they're disassembling the seats now. It seems like there's a lot for them to do. In fact, there's so much work that takes place in the Mae Sagyoba that it requires about 60 workers to finish 1 carriage. Wow, everything's gone. So I'm inside of the train right now, and you can see that it's all taken apart. It's pretty awesome.
Do they do this in America? Like, I doubt it, dude. I mean, maybe they do. I'm sure they do it in America too. They inspect the trains like this, right? Maybe not like the daily commuter trains like these ones, but it just seems insane. It's definitely not New York. Now, I'm not talking about MTA, okay? I know They don't even have, like, I'm talking like the Long Island Railroad. You know what I mean? Like the LIRR. That one has like more expensive seats and shit.
Oh, cool. Let's go see what's up here.
Yeah, every minute a train is parked, $1 million of unrealized profit is lost. Exactly. Fuck.
So I'm just above the train right now. I climbed the stairs and you can see it's a little bit dirty, but by the time it gets out of here, it's going to be polished and cleaned up.
Ooh, I want to see
Once the
that.
4 carriage cars have been stripped, they're individually separated and moved to the dismantling warehouse. So I think I've just arrived a little bit early, but the train should be coming here and they're going to separate the body and the wheelbase.
I like the Long Island Railroad. It was very pleasant.
They're attached to powerful orange vehicles called train pullers, which can pull up to 4 carriages at one time. Oh, and that's a traverser, which moves the trains from one warehouse to the next. Damn, I don't know what it is though, but for some reason, watching a Shinkansen moving laterally is so mesmerizing. Depending on the warehouse location, the entire moving process could take up to 15 minutes. To say the least, it's a massive effort to move these train cars, so it's always performed slowly and cautiously to ensure safety of all of the workers. The Hamamatsu Workshop Factory works on up to 4 Shinkansen at one time. In fact, they inspect and repair about 50 Shinkansen, 800 carriages each year.
At the CTA.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's look at this real
Safety
quick.
and reliability are top priority inspections and maintenance work that is done to keep each train car in good working shape. Cars and their onboard systems are thoroughly checked for function and passenger comfort before they go into service. In this behind-the-scenes video, we'll explain the inspections, repairs, and troubleshooting measures we take to keep you safe and our fleet rolling.
My name is Devlis Wilkes. I'm a Rail Maintenance Manager 1. And what I do is annual inspections on 2,600 cars.
Annual. They do the inspections annually. I mean, did Paolo say that they were doing it annually too?
My name is Arthur Scales Sr. My title is RTO.
Before train operators leave the terminal, they perform a series of pre-checks on their train before departing, including walking the train to look for issues inside or outside each car, including any issues.
Bro, it's like a joke. It's like a joke. I'm sorry. No disrespect to the wonderful people that are working in this field, but that's, bro, he just gave it a fucking gut check, dude. Oh, come on. He just walked through it and was like, all right, where's the little hammer, man? Why aren't they disassembling them? We look at them versus disassembling them completely. Why is he not taking every part apart? The fuck's going on?
Issues with signs, lights, doors, temperature, cleanliness, or vandalism.
If I'm a rail operator and I'm starting my shift, I will go to my head car and I will key up my rail car and look at what are my safety things. I would check my windshield wipers. I would make certain that my headlights are working. I would check my exterior lights along the side to make certain that they are illuminating and going out. I will cycle my doors from this car to make certain that all the doors in the consoles are opening and closing on both the cab side, the non-cab side. Our fleet started in 1981, which make that car.
Wait, that's literally a 37-year-old train car that they're still working with. God damn.
37 years old today. And although we try to do a lot of things to keep these trains running, to keep the doors operating properly,
I mean, to be fair, like, that's one good thing about trains is that, like, you don't need to fully modernize it or anything. I mean, it still goes. You can use it for a very long time.
You had a car that was 37 years old.
On each car, we have 2 PIUs, passenger intercom units. If a rider gets on a hot car in the summertime or a cold car in the wintertime, all you have to do is go and punch that button, and I will take care of that problem. If I come back there and I can't get heat in that car, I'm going to evacuate that car so nobody will get on that car.
An operator would do is calling control and reporting this
cool.
as a defect, and at the next
I love
opportunity
him.
to pull this car off the road, that's what we're going to do, bring it in the shop and inspect it and make it safe for our guests. In addition to the things that we do when the cars come into the shop, rail engineering determine what type of overhauls we need to do based on trends that we see, based on wear and tear of the vehicles. For example, we change out the wheel assemblies probably every 6 months because the wheel constantly grind down as they're riding on a running rail. And so wheel assemblies are changed out. We look at the control groups and see that if the switches are defective, if the wiring inside of the group are constantly burning and decaying, we do an overhaul to maintain the safety and efficiency of these fleets. What we do on these cars is what's called periodic inspections and annual inspections. And an annual inspection is more of a surgical procedure where we are dropping trucks, we are looking in between things that you just can't see on a normal basis. We take 8 hours to look at one car to make certain that it is safe, it is replenished, and it can go out for service. The number one thing that CTA tries to implement and instill in everyone that works here is safety. We take safety to the highest level at CTA. We will never, ever release a car that we know that is unsafe for our customers.
Our trains travel about 230,000 miles, about 7 times the circumference of the Earth at its equator, on a typical weekday year-round, and the talented and well-trained people in yards, shops, terminals, and who operate service are why this is possible, even with some of our cars nearing 40 years of age. In addition to the continual work we do to prevent and mitigate.
When I hear 8 hours, I think that's 7 hours too long. Okay? I'm just saying. Why 8 hours when you could do it in one? You know what I mean? Like annually, maybe. Why not, once every 2 years? I'm just saying.
Delays and innovate new strategies to keep our trains rolling. We're also making historic investments in the system, including replacing old rail cars with new ones. We've also added the recent 5000 series, which replaced nearly half our fleet, and a new 7000 series is
I heard this one's nice, right?
In 2020.
By the way, this is the 7000 series, and even their like latest and greatest is still ugly as fuck and nowhere near the level of comfort you're gonna get. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's all right. This is an old video. It's 4 years ago.
Now that the carriage is safely secured inside of the dismantling warehouse, a new team of workers can start their tasks. First, the entire train carriage is raised up via specifically designed lifts to allow for safe undercarriage access. These powerful machines can lift a train that weighs up to 40 tons about 2.5 meters high. Let's go talk to that person. Hi, what are you doing?
はい、リフティングジャッキを使用して車体を持ち上げています。台車を車体から切り離す作業を行うためです。
So what's your favorite thing about this entire process?
Shinkansens are not commuter trains. They're used for long distance travel. Big distinction to make, by the way. Yeah, I understand.
車体に触りながら作業ができるところがとても魅力的です。
Thank you.
ありがとうございました。
I want to know what the what are the daily commuter trains inside of the cities look like in Japan? They probably look similar to the 7000, right?
Once fully lifted, the workers begin to separate the train body from the undercarriage, as well as the removal of underfloor equipment. Again, all these sections and parts are destined for a separate warehouse in the plant. And what's truly amazing about this process is how much, even with such a massive scale transportation vehicle like a Japanese bullet train, is performed by worker technical skill and hand. Each worker, though, is required to engage in a 2.5-month training program at the start of their career, culminating into a strict in-house test certification that must be passed, plus any additional training and licenses for jobs like a crane operator, ultimately facilitating an efficient and safe working environment. Damn, look at that train puller go! It guides the undercarriage into this orange undercarriage traverser, which automatically transports them into a neighboring warehouse for inspection and maintenance. After the undercarriage has been detached, the workers focus on disassembling the electronics and other equipment under the carriage. This is a critical part in the process, as the workers must be diligent in taking inventory of all the parts removed to ensure
They're censoring that bad boy, you know what I mean? They don't want us to see the good parts. I see what you're doing, Paolo. Come on, man. Show us the trussy. What do I gotta do? Do I gotta go to the Patreon to see that? Huh? Give us the lewds, Paolo. I wanna see. I want to see that shinkusi, if you know what I'm saying. Shinkankusi? Shinkansusi?
sure that not a single piece is misplaced. As an important piece of their workflow, workers use specialized tablets to track each individual part and information about each part so that it properly gets maintained and reassembled in the correct location.
Only trams.
At the same time, smaller parts like bolts and screws are generally replaced with new ones. So before we continue on, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor for this video, Squarespace. If y'all don't already know, this place literally is just blowing me away. It is so massive. There's just so much space, but I guess it makes sense when you're dealing with so many trains that come through here.
They lubed that bad boy up. That dirty.
You can see just behind me, they're taking the wheels off.
That dirty girl got lubed up.
Daisha in Japanese is composed of the frame chassis, wheels, axles, and motors. In order for the undercarriage to be fully inspected, each part must be disassembled to separately undergo its own exhaustive testing. As the components are separated, they're sent to diagnostics, and parts like the axles are inspected via ultrasonic sensors, magnetic particles, and fiberscope to ensure it's free from defects, while wheels are turned and reprofiled with an accuracy of 1/10 of a millimeter. Even the smallest of components, such as the bearings, are inspected. Oh wow, that giant orange crane is used for lifting up the frame. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Oh, this is their undercarriage operation inspection room. Once all of the undercarriage components pass their individual inspections...
Bro, my horny ass would not make it in the Shinkansen bullet train factory, okay? That's all I'm saying.
They're reassembled to make a complete undercarriage, which then undergoes a running test at speeds of 300 kilometers per hour or about 806 miles per hour, the same top speed the Shinkansen would operate on their fastest stretch on the Sanyo line. Hi, can I ask you some questions? What are you doing?
台車が正常に動作するかの確認の検査を行っています。300キロを超える台車ですので、振動や音、温度だったり異常がないかを確認しています。
Does it ever fail?
綿密な検査を行っておりますので、ほとんどありません。
What do you do when that happens?
原因を特定して各部品を書いております。
So is there anything you need to be really careful about when doing this task?
新幹線の台車ですので、各部品一つ一つのボルトを
Yeah, make sure it's fucking tight. Make sure that bad girl is tight, dude. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
するところに力を入れております。
Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Once the automated test has run its course and the undercarriage receives a passing result, it must then undergo a manual inspection in order to move on to the next stage. And this is where all of the disassembled equipment and parts are cleaned and repaired.
So
this
fucking
is kind of
tight.
Let's see what's behind that door over there. Hey guys! What are you doing?
こちらはセット材料といってパンタグラフなどの装置の組み立てに使用する材料を一つ一つ今並べているところです。
Why do you have to do
こ
this?
ちらのトレイに一つ一つ並べることで取り付け間違いだったり取り付け忘れこれを防止しています。
Looking spiffy. This room is where the pantograph gets inspected and maintained. You know, the top part of the train that connects to the electrical power lines? Interestingly, all of the components used for equipment inspection and repair are prepared in advance, and the components such as bolts and packaging are preset in a fixed position in dedicated trays. In total, there are about 450 different component kit trays to help manage parts, and about 300 unique trays are used in one day.
Oh, God, I do love the organizing, dude. It's insane. It's insane. The level of organizing that they're demonstrating here is just, oh my fucking Lord, dude. Wild shit.
Look at this, even every single tool has their spot. So I'm right in front of the lead Shinkansen train, and it's gonna be polished right now. After the body is thoroughly cleaned and repaired, it's transferred to the Toso warehouse, body paint. So this giant transparently walled area is where the Shinkansen body gets polished. The Shinkansen is so massive that automated robot arms are used to ensure that the paint is applied evenly. And just before this, the lead car of the Shinkansen receives a specialized automated polishing treatment in this specific area. Due to its unique aerodynamic shape, the polishing creates a more adhesive surface for the paint application. The other carriages
goddamn!
use a separate area that's more equipped for standard sidewalls and roof polishing. Here, it looks like the body and the wheelbase has been reattached. This is the Gisaba warehouse, aka assembly area. Here, the newly painted body, undercarriage, and undercarriage equipment are reassembled. Also, any components previously removed from the carriage interior are reinstalled to create one functioning train car. Once all of the work is complete, it's moved to the final departure warehouse. By the way, each train must pass 4 levels of periodic inspection, with each level becoming more and more exhaustive, so inspections are performed every 48 hours. Then, every 60,000 kilometers about 45 days, after that every 600,000 kilometers about 18 months, and finally at 1.2 million kilometers or every 36 months, which again is the most detailed inspection as it's a complete teardown, repair, and rebuild taking—
Wait, what? I don't even understand, dude. What the fuck? No, I mean, is that even necessary at that point? Like, that's literally, dude, they treat this shit. They straight up treat this shit like it's I mean, not even passenger aircrafts have this level of inspection, I feel like. I feel like some of these things they don't even do for redundancy, but just to flex on us. Bro, I don't think they think about us at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're just on their own shit. You know, they're just vibing on their own. They're not even... They're just living their best damn lives, dude. They found a bunch of people. They found a bunch of A-worded people who love doing this. They're working for free out there.
About 14 days to fully complete, and the very inspection that I'm showing you today. The traverser requires 2 trained workers for operation, 1 on each end to ensure safety. Today, there are a total of 3 workers, as one of them is a trainee, being instructed on how to safely operate the vehicle. So this is where the individual carriages are finally joined to form one fully functioning and operational 16-car Shinkansen bullet train. The recoupling process is performed slowly and carefully as the workers make small adjustments by hand to ensure a safe and secure connection.
After the train is reconnected, workers reaffix the connecting panels and electrical cables between the carriages. And from here, the Shinkansen must still undergo an additional 1,400 tests in 117 different categories to ensure it's working properly and safe for passengers to ride. So they're doing their final inspections right now at the factory, and after that, the train is gonna leave.